Okay guys, I wanted to make a video here incorporating some ACT style questions. I got this from an ACT sample test. This is looking at an absolute value equation. So one way that the ACT will try to trick students is by presenting something that they know, but kind of a different way to look at some of the answers. Okay. I think I will start adding in some ACT problems each week from here on out, and I'll probably start adding in some ACT questions onto your mastery checks as well. So please don't blow this off. You will see this in mastery checks moving forward. All right, so just taking a look at this problem here, we have the equation, the absolute value of 2x minus 8 plus 3 is equal to 5 has two solutions. Those solutions are equal to the solutions to which of the following pairs of equations. So basically, this is basically a way to kind of confuse you a little bit. So it's not just saying, what are the values of x, which is what we were doing last week. Basically, it's kind of stopping halfway in the problem and asking you where you would be from there. So if we were to look at this equation, which is what we were doing last week, is equal to 5. The first step was to remove everything outside the absolute value bar. So we would need to get rid of this plus 3. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 3 here. If you do it to one side, you have to do it to the other side. So we're left with the absolute value of 2x minus 8 is equal to 2. And then you check, is there going to be a solution, right? That was like that step 1.5. This is a positive 2, so this will have two solutions, right? Because inside here we could either equal 2 or negative 2, so we're going to set up two equations. So we get 2x minus 8 is equal to 2, and 2x minus 8 is equal to negative 2. All right, and so this is where this problem is kind of looking for. So we need to find this option in our answer. Okay, so when we look over at our options here, we don't have any that have, well, I guess we have a positive and a negative here, but we see that we have 2 and negative 2, so really we know that these ones are wrong. It's really between these. Okay, so which one is basically saying the same thing as 2x minus 8 is equal to positive 2, or the opposite of that? Okay, and so this is not G. So obviously we've said these are out, right? But G is not really saying the opposite, because this is just making one of the terms negative, but not this term. Okay, whereas you can see K is making it would, if I distributed this negative, it would make a negative 2x and a positive 8 is equal to 2. Okay, so it's basically like rewriting this a little bit differently, right? It's just saying that this can either be equal to, right, like whereas we said, or as we solved last week, as a positive and a negative 2, it's basically saying the opposite, whereas we can have 2 is equal to positive 2x minus 8 or negative 2x minus 8, okay? So there's just a little bit of a different way to look at it, and that is what they're always trying to do, little ways to trick you up like that on the ACT. So even on problems that we know how to solve, they're gonna look for some ways to trick you. And so just so you know, this is a problem number 40, which means, and so the ACT gets progressively harder as you go. And so this would be a fairly difficult question at 40. Okay, just as a reference point. Okay, so just wanted to show you that you might see a question similar to this on your mastery check this week. So just wanted to give you a little foreshadowing on that. All right, see you guys.